this is just your average Superman origin story. It's pretty much the same. A kid from a different planet comes to Earth as a baby with superpowers. It's pretty much the same. Just one giant bit different. It's not like the other Superman comics. It's completely different. Welcome back. I have read half of this, the first two chapters. What they are called: Chapter 1, Smallville; Chapter 2, what was it again? Metropolis. So I read half the book here, only 4 chapters in this. It wasn't bad. I enjoyed a little bit of it. It's pretty much a narration story. It's just him telling the audience his perspective of the whole thing. We got some words from characters, but not that much. Mostly telling you about it. This is definitely what I was not imagining. This is not about an alien who went to Earth from an explosive planet. This is actually about a boy. I mean, Superman in this one, it just a thing for kids. The only thing about Superman in this story is that Superman is just like a TV comic show. You got comics, figures and all that. So pretty much everyday life in this world just put into a comic book. So this family, last names, it happens to be Kent, and the man called John, and I believe I forgot what the mother called. Yeah, I can't remember what the mum called, but I think the dad calls it John. He thought it'd be a neat idea to have someone in the family from a famous name. Since their last name is Kent, they called their son Clark. So throughout his life, Clark been getting teased about the Superman comics, that why ain't he shown any powers, and why just pretty much why not acting like the Clark Kent in the comic books. And it infuriates him, and because his name is Clark Kent, his family for years since he was a kid, every year buy him a comic book or a Superman figure to go with his name, and it infuriates him. He hates that his whole life is based around a comic book, and he hates his name. I mean, he got a bit of a crush on this girl called Cassie, but I think we only see her on the first chapter. I don't know if she come in on any other chapters, but he's just a high school boy named Clark Kent who get bullied because of his name, and just one day, I mean, he likes being on his own with peace in the air, and just one day went hiking, and because it wasn't cold out, he decided to sleep outside on the ground looking at the stars without setting a tent up. And so, and he woke up but baffled. He realised that he was actually flying. That is a bit strange. He woke up with superpowers. I mean, I don't know how that even possible. He's just a human with a name of a superhero. His name is Clark Kent, but he happens to have superpowers. And he were a bit frightened at first because he don't want his secret to be exposed before he's ready. They're pretty much a coming out of the closet sort of thing. But he ready to tell the whole world who he was at the Halloween party on the street. What they organize every year, the city. But a reporter trying to get the loot on who he really was, because he saved some people before, and people sort of got a glimpse of a flying man. But the reporter went from curious Pikachu to psychotic. She set loads of traps up around the party in hope to expose the new boy wonder, pretty much. And now I'm not talking about Batman. He didn't want to know who he was, so she sort of set loads of explosives around town, injured a lot of people and killed a few, I know. So she obviously got arrested, but everyone thought it were a hoax. So after he saves the friend Cassie, it pretty much all went under the table from there. They just think it a hoax, that Clark was just in the neighborhood and just helped his friend, because his friend was like on the verge of death with a I forgot what they called, but that was the first chapter. The second chapter, Metropolis, set years later, and what? So Clark Kent, his job is a reporter. So he don't even like his name, but he decided to work as a newspaper office, which do not make any sense. But he went to go to a meeting, and he had been tasked of meeting a woman called Lois. So, but not Lois Lane, and different last name. Apparently that happened to her a lot as well, that people been hooking her up with loads of Clarks, but never Clark Kent. And Superman and, well, Clark and Lois actually fell in love, but Superman been quite distant, and now the government is after him. The government actually captured him, but because he's not an alien, they caught him pretty easy. I mean, he's not strong as the comic book Superman. He just have powers. So they captured him pretty easy, but as soon as he came to his senses, he broke out of the containment cell. Lois were a bit mad at Clark because he'd been so distant towards her, and Clark loved her so much they don't want to lose her. So what he did was he pretty much revealed his identity in hopes that she will understand his predicament, and he want to share his fears with someone. So that pretty much wraps up from here. I would definitely read the other two chapters. I mean, chapter 3 is named Fortress, so I guess he find its own fortress of solitude or something. But I've been reading a lot of Superman lately. I mean, just here, I've been reading Superman Rebirth from the Lois and Clark adventure sort of thing. Pretty much the start of Jonathan Kent. And that is really fun. I really did enjoy that. Reading them in order from Action Comics, Super Sons, and Superman Rebirth. Yeah, so that is pretty good. So yeah, I'm getting really in a kick. I mean, I'm rewatching Smallville at the moment. I'm in the middle of watching the Superman live action film. So I'm really in a Superman sort of 5 recently. And this wasn't. I thought it was just going to be like an origin story, you know, different take on Superman, and this is definitely a different take on Superman, alright. But it isn't as we grew up knowing about Superman. It's completely different, and I enjoyed it. I mean, it got loads of writing because of like narratives and that, and not that much dialogue when people come to talking. Just him pretty much telling his perspectives. The art is pretty good as well. At first, I don't know what to see of it, but the art is pretty good. Not your average comic book art style, but it's sort of similar. I mean, when did this come out? I'm not sure, but it pretty much. I don't think it will hurt if I show you a little bit of it. It's pretty much an old sort of 60s style, I'd say. Yeah, pretty much old 60s style. So it's pretty good. So I will definitely recommend it if you're a Superman fan and you want a different idea on the idea of Superman being actually human. I mean, I don't know if the secrets of his powers will be revealed in the next 2 chapters. I'm not sure, but this is just a mini series, so this is just a one shot. So I hope you enjoyed this review of Superman's Secret Identity, and stay tuned for some more reviews. I didn't used to do that much reviews because I didn't think, I mean, they're not getting as much attention, and I didn't think people actually like me blabbering up. I mean, I know my high videos are my manga with holes. They are the most watched videos I've got, unless if I do collection videos as well. But I enjoyed doing and talking about comics, so that is what this channel mainly aim for now. I'll do hauls now and then, but I just want to just pick up a book, read it, and review to you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for a next video I will do. Thanks for watching. See you later.